for another fun and exciting week of strength training with our special guest, Marah Robinson. Hello. Who is our newest addition. She is a licensed massage therapist and a certified personal trainer. And she is actually going to be leading Sarah and I in the video today. And we're going to kind of take a break from circuit training and focus more on hypertrophy training, which is to just really focus in on heavier weights and lower reps, and just to really focus on building the muscle to burn the fat. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes? Yes.
I'm ready.
She's got a couple different modalities here. That way you can really fit it into training at home. If you've got a bench, great, or a chair, or you're gonna simply use the floor, Marah will coach us through on how to use and kind of come in and out of modifications on those. If you have dumbbells, a band, a barbell, soup cans, a ball, gallon jugs, whatever you may have. Children, small children. Okay? We ready?
Absolutely.
Ready. Okay, she's gonna guide us on our warm-up. She's gonna coach us through as we just here.
So they're gonna
It's
warm
one of
up
our
as
favorite things here.
Yeah, they're gonna warm up as usual.
Yes. High five.
And if you do have cardio equipment at home, like a pre-core or a treadmills, things like that, warm up for at least 5 to 10 minutes.
Hey, we also do buddy training. So we're just keeping it real.
Is this an 80s Olivia Newton-John video?
They're gonna do some speed squats to loosen up their quads and their glutes.
Wow.
They're also gonna do some arm circles to loosen up their shoulders and their rotator cuff area, things like that, so they don't injure themselves. Never weight train on cold muscles. Or do that.
They've lost their mind.
Anything else?
Smile.
We gotta work those muscles in our face.
That's right.
What else do you want us to do? Warm up here. Overhead.
Stretch a little bit, stretch your arms a little bit.
Overhead. Yep. You like that?
We don't have enough time to do 5 or 10 minutes of this, but please do at least 5 or 10 minutes of warm up before you get started. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna start with lower body first. Angela is gonna use the barbell. I'm gonna place it on her back. Okay. And Sarah is gonna use dumbbells. You want something that's challenging, but it's not something that's gonna kill you. Okay? Now when you squat down, you want to have your feet at least shoulder distance apart. When you squat down, you want to make sure that your back is flat, as Angela's doing. When you also want to make sure that a parallel position is where your hamstrings are parallel to the floor. If you cannot get that low right now, that is totally fine. Okay? You don't want to hurt yourself. Okay? Sarah's going to do a modified version for you. Okay? Go ahead and put the weights down. This is for people who are not comfortable with squatting as she is. Okay, go ahead and take a step back. And we're just going to have her squat and touch the bottom to the chair. That might be a little bit more comfortable for those who are uncertain about this movement. Okay? And you can actually start with either no weights or water bottles or anything like that. All right? So what the sets are going to be 3 sets of 10, okay? So after we show you the first set, you can actually go back through a couple more times and get those last 2 sets. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a stiff-legged deadlift, okay? So knees are slightly bent. The movement is to bend over at the waist. Make sure that your back does not curve. Would you turn to the side for me and show them what that means? When your back curves, it means that you're putting almost a cat back on your back. You don't want to do that because you will injure yourself. So you always want to make sure that your shoulders are back when you're doing your movement. This works the glute area, the hamstring area, and the erector spinae group, which runs right along the side of your spine. And as Angela's doing, when she finishes her movement, she's actually tucking her bottom in and finishing her movement nicely. And once again, we're going to do 3 sets of 10. So the next thing we're going to do for legs is going to be walking lunges. Now, most people are not comfortable using a full barbell for walking lunges, okay? So we're going to use dumbbells. You can do 3 sets of 20, which is 10 down, 10 back. If your room is smaller than this, you can do 5, 5, 5, 5. When you take a step, you want to make sure that your knees are parallel to your toes, that they don't actually go over. Keep your back straight. You can take a breath if you need to. As Sarah's doing, when the weights become a little bit too heavy, you want to put them on your shoulders to rest them. Because if you're doing something that's difficult, they are going to get a little heavy. And this whole workout is about challenging yourself, getting out of your comfort zone, because we're never going to get those nice, firm muscles unless we do something challenging. Okay, once again, we're going to do 3 sets of 10. Alrighty. So that's it for our leg workout. The next thing we're going to do is a bench press or a chest press, okay? Angela's actually going to use a bench because we have one here. And she's going to put her feet up right here, okay? And the bar is going to come down to her chest, and then it's going to go back up. Make a very fluid movement. If you are not comfortable with this, please use dumbbells, because this can be a little bit scary for people who are not used to it. If you like it, go for it. I would just say make sure you have somebody here available in case you can't lift it all the way. All right, you want me to take that from you? Okay. What Sarah's doing, she's doing a completely modified version for those of you who do not have a bench at home, and this is very uncomfortable for you. You can put a band either behind yourself or put it behind the chair, and just do a simple chest press. To make it a little bit more difficult, you can wind the bands around your hands and use a press that way. So when you chest press, you want to make sure that your arms go straight out in front of you. You can tell this is really hard for her to do. I'm going to take this from Angela. Okay.
Doing good, sister.
Very, very good. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways to do that. Also, if you don't have a chair, if you don't have a bench, you can also substitute push-ups for your chest exercise. If you have a child, maybe you can have them sit on you or something to make it a little bit more difficult. Totally up to you. Okay. You can also use a modified version of it on your knees or on the bench. All right? So there's a couple different ways to do that. Yeah? Very good.
Good.
All right. So that's for our chest.
Buffing stuff.
Buffing for our shoulders, which is our delts. Anterior delts, medial delts, posterior delts. We are going to use, you actually can use a barbell or use the bar if you want to, but we're going to use dumbbells for this. So the military position, awesome. You're going to hold the weights parallel to your head and just go straight up and touch them. She's using bands in case you do not have weights, or if you had shoulder surgery, or maybe your shoulders are a little bit weaker, this is a really good way to get that workout in without injuring yourself. Don't forget to breathe while you're working out. We don't want anybody passing out.
No, definitely not.
And this will create the nice round cap on top. It'll give you really nice shapely arms. So, very good. All right, good job, ladies. Okay. One more thing we can also do, as far as for your triceps, talk about, is a tricep kickback. Okay. Now you can actually put yourself on the bench. You can use a chair, anything to stabilize yourself. Okay. My back is straight, and it's just going to be a kickback. round, call it a horseshoe. Look to your arms. Once again, 3 sets of 10. She's doing the same movement, slightly different. Okay. Okay, great. So you also make sure you rotate arms. I know we're only showing you one arm, but make sure you rotate arms. We're just on a limited time frame here. The next thing we're going to do is called a reverse fly. It's a bench reverse fly, okay? She's seated, her behind is barely on the bench. You can also use a chair for this, okay? This is going to work the posterior delts, rhomboids, upper and middle traps. It gives you the real nice, your back a real nice muscular look. It's also going to help with your posture, especially for those people who sit at the desk a lot. This is really good for that, okay? 3 sets of 10. I will say most people, this exercise is a little bit difficult, so you actually may want to use a lighter weight for it, okay? So Angela is going to demonstrate what we can do as far as weighted or our abdominals, okay? So you're going to use the balance ball, but you're going to make it a little more challenging. Hold a weight, hold anything you have in your hands, put it slightly above your head, keep your core engaged, okay? If you're not comfortable with this, just start off with a normal setup on a ball, okay? For those of you who don't have a balance ball at all, and if you have a bench or the floor, you're going to do a double crunch. So you're going to use the lower abs and the upper abs, and all at the same time. It's a wonderful workout. This is a little bit more difficult version of this exercise. She's going to modify by bringing her knees down, okay? When you do have a hold of your head here for support, don't yank on your neck. Always make sure that it's straight, okay? We don't want any neck injury, so slow and steady does it. I would say do at least a set of 20 for these. Probably 3 sets of 20 would be really up, really good. All right, very good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Now the ladies are going to stretch out. Good fun?
I did it fun. Thank you, Marah. Great. So just to reiterate, 3 sets of 10?
3 sets of 10 to start off with when you start going heavier. 3 sets of 10 is
Now
good.
how heavy should they go?
To start off with,
Yeah.
make sure that you can do at least 8 per set with to where it's not a super big challenge. I would suggest that you have somebody at home with you if you're going to do a lot of lifting, and you might need help with the last couple of reps in your set. You might need a little bit of a spotter or a helper. Okay, if you cannot get those last 2, maybe on your 3rd set, don't worry about it. That means your muscles are fatigued and you did your job. You did what you're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So,
Feeling good.
Yep.
Loving it. Breath together. You do it. Do that. Give a high five. Come on. All right. Bye, guys. Have fun.
Bye, thank you.
Marah. Massage therapy. See you there.
Really?